stuff. You know, you're a mother, and I know sometimes your hubby works at a school too. Yeah.
And you just did stuff for Channel 5
right,
on the same types of things. Yeah.
You know, apart from any political arguments or arguments about the Second Amendment, what can a parent do? Oh shit, because I'm pregnant. To help their children protect themselves. You know, what do you think?
I think that the parents need to have an open, honest discussion about danger with their kids, which, you know, setting aside the fact that it's tragic that this would be a type of conversation that we would need to have with our kids. We talk to our kids about danger anyways. Mm-hmm. Crossing the street, don't touch the stove, don't put yourself in the washing machine or dryer, you know, those types of things. Fire. Don't play with fire. This is why. Some of the conversations we have aren't about, listen, don't do this thing and then you'll never get hurt. Some of the conversations, unfortunately, that we have need to be about some bad, awful, horrible, evil thing that another person may do to us. And if we don't have those conversations, then we're not doing everything that we can to protect our kids, because it's not in dispute that there are evil people who do bad things. And those are among the most horrible situations for parents and children. So as far as the situation that we had in Florida with the active shooter at a school, most schools, all schools, are going to have some kind of policy, procedure, and plan to respond to an active shooter. Do you know what that policy, procedure, and plan is for your children's schools? Do you know what it is, you as a parent? Have you attended the meetings where they talk about how they activate that plan? Have you done, you know, your own research about it? Have you done your own research about it? Maybe, you know, there are companies out there that offer response training to everybody, and I know of at least one that offers it for free. Okay, then sit down and have a conversation with your children about, and maybe right after an event like this, where everybody has heard about it, everybody's affected by it, everybody is affected by it. It's horrible. And to sit down and say, we need to talk about this. If this were to happen, a situation like this, or about the last 2 or 3 and how they played out, and you were at school, you know I'd always want to be there to protect you, but I'm not. Your teachers are there to protect you. You're there to protect yourself. Know the plan for your kid's school. Review it with your kid or your children, and then talk about additional measures that they might be able to take to protect themselves that may not be covered in depth in whatever that school plan is. Different types of sheltering, different types of cover, hiding, running, you know, as awful as it may be to run over the bleeding corpses of your friends. Get yourself to freedom. Get yourself to safety no matter what you see. How are they going to react when you know, and fortunately and or unfortunately, with every kid having a cell phone, now we have footage of what it's like to sit in a classroom with somebody bleeding on the ground and girls shrieking around you and smoke coming in from the hallway and the sound of gunfire deafening. We can put ourselves there, and how is your child going to react in a chaotic, I mean, this is a war situation. This is a war zone. Most adults haven't been in a war zone, and now we have classrooms full of children in a war zone. How are they going to be prepared to respond to that kind of chaos, to remember the plan, to continue on the steps of whatever that plan may be, and not to just freeze and panic? So you know what, I think if you feel it's appropriate to show those types of videos to your kids, you know what, imagination can only take you so far. So I myself, when I'm training with adults, I'll show them videos of different crimes taking place that may not be appropriate. You may, as a parent, decide that's not appropriate for your kid, but if they don't know what it sounds like, if they don't know what it looks like, how are they going to be prepared for it? And this is reality, this is realism, this is the world, and no, it's not fair. and it's not pretty and it's not right. But if we want to survive, sometimes we have to be prepared for the ugliest, worst case scenario. And that is power. That knowledge is power. That kids are stronger than you think, but only if you've made them strong.